Good evening. Welcome to News at Night for Wednesday, February the 3rd. I'm Colette Linden.
I'm Craig Huckerby. We continue to monitor this huge winter storm heading our way. We will have the latest coming up.
Ontario is reporting 1,172 new cases of COVID-19 today, but officials note that updates to the provincial case management system are causing data fluctuations. Public health officials say migration of the City of Toronto's data to the provincial database is leading to data cleanup that's affecting daily tallies. Health Minister Christine Elliott says today that there are 444 new cases in Toronto, 199 in Peel, and 110 in York. Ontario is also reporting 67 more deaths linked to the virus. More than 52,400 tests were completed since Tuesday's daily report, and another 3,716 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine were administered since the province's last daily report. A total of 348,331 doses of a vaccine have been administered in Ontario so far. There have been 272,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Ontario since the pandemic began, and 6,305 deaths. The Ontario government is providing additional supports for families of children on the autism spectrum. Starting in March, the province will begin offering core clinical services based on a child's individual needs, a key element of the new Ontario Autism program. These services include applied behavior analysis, speech-language pathology, occupational therapy, and mental health supports. Recognizing the challenges and uncertainty families are facing as a result of COVID-19, the government will be offering an additional extension of funding to purchase eligible services and supports parents feel are most appropriate for their children as the province continues to implement a needs-based autism program. Further details about eligibility and how to apply for the extension of funding will be shared in the coming weeks. In July of 2019, the Ontario Autism Program budget was increased from approximately $300 million to $600 million annually to help ensure it is both needs-based and sustainable moving forward. Canada could get more than 1 million additional doses of COVID-19 vaccine by the end of March through a global vaccine sharing initiative known as COVAX. But as with most things COVID-19 vaccine-related, deliveries are mired in the uncertainty of regulatory reviews and potential production delays. The COVAX facility, coordinated by the World Health Organization and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, pools funds from wealthier countries to buy vaccines for themselves and for 92 low- and middle-income nations that can't afford to buy on their own. Canada contributed $440 million to COVAX in September, half of which secured doses for Canada directly from about 9 vaccines that are participating in the program. Procurement Minister Anita Anand says that up to 1.1 million doses of AstraZeneca's vaccine could arrive through COVAX by the end of March, and up to 3.2 million total by the end of June. This represents a boost to the current 6 million doses expected from Pfizer and Moderna before the end of March, said Anand. Canada had planned to vaccinate 3 million people by the end of March and another 10 million people between April and June. AstraZeneca requires 2 doses per person, meaning the COVAX dose could increase Canada's vaccination plan to 3.5 million people by the end of March and between 11 million and 11.6 million by the end of June. The extra doses could get some of Canada's most vulnerable people vaccinated faster, but for many of the world's poorest countries, the COVAX doses starting to ship this winter will be the first COVID-19 vaccines they will see. Canada has now vaccinated close to 1 million people with at least 1 dose of vaccines from either Pfizer, BioNTech, or Moderna. The COVAX doses are also in addition to the 20 million doses Canada purchased directly from AstraZeneca, but neither those nor the COVAX dose will start flowing until Health Canada approves the vaccine for use here. Our community has suffered a tremendous loss. It is with great sadness that we share the passing of Dominica Bredo. Dom was part owner of the George Wellington Esquire Club and spearheaded many fundraisers for a variety of local charities in Sault Ste. Marie. Dom had the most giving heart as she helped raise over $3 million for charities including Pauline's Place, Women in Crisis, Habitat for Humanity, the Soup Kitchen, Twinkie Foundation, Arch, Sioux Area Hospital, Special Olympics, Algoma Autism Society, and Group Health Center, as well as many local athletic sport teams. Many other charities also benefit from the weekly Porchetta Bingos. Dom had a profound effect to staff here at Superior Media, both to Sue online and on TV. She was extremely supportive and was always available to jump in and connect with our community. Dom never declined an invitation when approached for a meeting or interview. The time we spent with her was filled with laughter as she had a way to make everyone smile. Dom had all of us in awe with the lengths she would go to help out the community. You can find the full article posted to SiouxOnline.com. A recent spike in the number of opioid-related emergency calls in Sudbury, North Bay, and Sault Ste. Marie appears tied to the emergence of a green fentanyl, says the Northern Ontario police officers. The spike led to drug warnings being issued in each of these three cities. Issuing a warning was Algoma Public Health and Sault Ste. Marie Paramedic Service, which put out a notice Saturday that there had been a rise in opioid-related EMS calls in its jurisdiction, as well as the Community Drug Strategy in Sudbury on January the 26th, saying it had reports of a higher number of suspected opioid overdoses in the city. All three agencies published online advisories on how to avoid overdoses and to take advantage of free naloxone treatments, which can reverse the effects of an overdose if used quickly and properly. Naloxone kits are free in Ontario. Green fentanyl is just the latest marketing ploy used by dealers who previously have dyed fentanyl blue or purple. Police in Guelph and elsewhere have expressed concern that green fentanyl is similar in appearance to cannabis, making it easier for the two to be mixed. They are reminding the public that fentanyl is a powerful opioid that can be up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Terry Sheehan, MP, Sault Ste. Marie, and Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Economic Development, Fednor, is inviting constituents to share their ideas through an online questionnaire, which will be available until February the 19th. These discussions allow the government to hear the best ideas from Canadians and experts across the country about the budget 2021 and support Canadians through the pandemic and help us build back better. When COVID-19 is under control and Canada's economy is ready to rebound, the government has a plan to make smart, targeted investments to jumpstart the country's economic recovery and begin to repair the damage done by the pandemic. These pre-budget consultations are an opportunity for Canadians from across the country to share their ideas and priorities for how the government can best invest to create jobs, strengthen the middle class, and build a greener, more competitive, more inclusive, and more resilient economy.
Hi again, everyone. Well, I hope you had a chance to get outside and enjoy the bright sun today and some warm temperatures, because it's going to be a while before we see a day like today. We have a lot of information to tell you, and we will do that right after this.
Drop by one of our 3 Sault Ste. Marie locations. You do life, we do taxes.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, a brilliant sunny day today. Temperatures made it up to +1, and that's it. Now we're going to start seeing the clouds and the snow come, and we will show you that in just a bit. But tonight, dropping down to -9, pretty seasonal. Increasing clouds overnight tonight and giving us full cloud for tomorrow. It's going to take a while for this storm to actually reach us. We'll show you that in just a bit. As far as overnight temperatures go, really not all that bad. You can see where the warm air sits. It's basically right around us, and we have a cold pocket on the eastern sections, but temperatures really about seasonal where they should be. So now if we take a look at the satellite, this is high pressure right here, keeping everything clean and clear here. This is the system. We're watching a cold front develop here. That's what's going to cause us all the grief come Friday when it starts dumping some snow and whipping some winds around for sure. We'll show you on the systems map exactly what's going on, and we'll play this out. This is for our day tomorrow, and then we start seeing this come in. And this is for Friday about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then it's a slow mover. It's going to take all day Friday to move out, and look at those winds around that. That means it's going to be picking up some moisture up the lake. So we're going to see lake enhancement definitely for sure from this system, and that's going to stick around. As that system tracks off to the east, it's still going to drag that air over the lake, and that means lake effect snow and lake effect snow squalls. Right now it could be 1 or 2 centimeters every single day for the next week, but it's the major amount of snow we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days from this system. So this is what it looks like. Right here in the Sault and around the North Shore, we're up to 25 centimeters by Saturday morning, up to 35 centimeters from Hayden up to Wawa. That's going to cause some major travel delays and whiteout conditions, especially if we start seeing blizzard conditions develop late Friday. So be prepared. This is going to be a doozy. So this is your forecast for the next 3 days. Tomorrow we should be okay for most of the day. We will see cloud. Temperatures should be very mild. We'll pick up that southerly flow. Everything looks nice until the evening. That's when we start seeing the snow and the rain mix, then changing over the snow. All day Friday, expect snow. Every single hour of the day, we will see accumulation. Temperatures at -1, dropping to -10 Friday night as that cold air starts to invade Ontario. And that cold air is going to sit around for most of the week. Saturday, we're going to see again, lingering flurries from the system, and then lake effect enhanced snow showers lasting all week long. We may see a little peaks of sun on Monday and Tuesday. We have another actual system coming in on Monday, promising to give us another 2 to 4 centimeters. But lake effect is going to stay with us now for at least another 5 to 10 days. We can expect some accumulation strictly from lake effect. Very cold temperatures. We'll get into that tomorrow. That's your weather right now. Colette and Jacob are standing by with all your sports.
Do your part to help stop the spread of COVID-19. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Cough into your elbow, not into your hand or in the air. Avoid touching your face, eyes, and mouth. Keep your distance from people. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. If you're feeling sick, please just stay home. Do the 5 and keep others alive. Help stop the spread of COVID-19.
Welcome back to your evening news. I'm Jacob and this is Colette, and we're here to tell you about sports today.
We got a lot.
Before we jump right in, I want to talk about, we still don't have a name for our segment. We had another name suggestion from Alex from Barrie. Go Barrie,
Go
hometown.
Barrie. Woo, woo.
Sue Sports Update.
I like it. What's the other one? 705 Sports?
705 Sports
That
Update.
one's cool. I like that.
And there was another one, I think it was Sue Sports Net.
Okay, well, if you have some suggestions, put it in the comment box right now on Facebook and let us know, and we're going to pick the winner on Monday.
Ooh, exciting.
But we do have an awesome Super Bowl feature on Friday, so you don't want to miss that. Right?
Yeah, on Friday we're going to talk about who we think's going to win. We're going to compare quarterbacks, defense. You want to know who's going to win the coin toss? We're going to find those odds out for you.
I think we're going to win it. I think we're going to be right on. We should play some bets.
We should.
Anyways, we'll find out. We're going to have some nachos too. Okay, let's start with our Raptors. Let's talk about Mr. Van Fleet.
So first of all, Raptors won back-to-back games, which it's good that they've done that. They've been kind of up and down this season. But Fred Van Vliet in the 123-108 victory broke a NBA record for the Raptors.
Yes, he did.
56 points.
Is that all?
That's it. Nothing. 56 points. So he broke DeMar DeRozan's record. His record with most points in a single game was 52.
Okay.
But let's not forget here, Kyle Lowry still had a triple-double, and no one's talking about it, with 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists.
He's great.
You don't see a lot of point guards getting triple-doubles either.
No.
Because, the point guard, they're usually not really around for rebounds. So, and he's, 6 feet on the dot, standing on his tippy toes.
Aww.
So, that's impressive to see from Kyle Lowry.
Absolutely. We got to jump to the NHL now, Jacob. How about the Buffalo Sabres? What's going on?
So the Sabres, their games are going to be suspended until at least February the 8th.
Yep.
They currently have 2 players on the COVID-19 protocol. Taylor Hall, which is arguably their best player.
Yes.
And Ristolainen, who is one of their better defensemen. So their games are suspended to at least February 8th. We have to see if any more players get tested positive for COVID-19. So all their facilities are shut down. The gyms are shut down. No more team meetings until they can clear this up. Okay. Another team that's having some troubles with COVID are the New Jersey Devils. Now, Mackenzie Blackwood no longer has COVID. He's been taken off that list.
Okay.
But 14 players have been added.
Is that all?
So NHL's running into a bit of a hiccup here.
That's 3 lines almost.
I don't think the NHL is going to finish their season on time this year. But I think they're going to finish the season. Every other league, they've been able to get through it.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Well,
the Leafs are winning the Cup this year anyway, so let's just fast forward to stay in the Cup. Edmonton Oilers, we talked about them last week. What's the update there?
They won back-to-back games, which is good to see for them because they've been kind of up and down.
Right.
So they're back up to 500. But what's really interesting is Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. McDavid has now had 6 consecutive multi-point games. including last night popping in 2 assists. The 2 players in the last 8 games, McDavid and Draisaitl, 36 points.
Yeah. Wow. What?
36 points. In 8 games.
That's crazy. Let's just stick with Connor McDavid for a little bit, because there was something just released on tsn.ca about the first time ever since 2014, the Olympic men's hockey tournament will include NHL players.
Oh.
Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome to see again.
And of course, Connor McDavid's name is on there. Who else do we have on there? The last time the best men's players in the world faced off at the Olympics was in Sydney. Sidney Crosby scored, and Carey Price made 24 saves. I love Carey Price, despite the jersey he wears, to earn a shutout as Canada defeated Sweden 3-0. Who else we got? Crosby, Bergeron, Brad Marchand. Yeah,
good
I
player.
say that with. Oh no, he's good if he's on your team. Button also has 2-time Art Ross Trophy winner Connor McDavid centering a line with Jonathan Huberdeau and Nathan McKinnon. I love Nathan McKinnon.
I love Nathan McKinnon.
He's awesome.
Arguably one of the most underrated superstars.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now, let me just get on to who's leading this team, okay? Because we've got a local hero on there. Hockey Canada announced today that St. Louis Blues GM Doug Armstrong has been named general manager, leading a group that includes the Oilers' Ken Holland, Seattle Kraken GM Ronnie Francis, Boston Bruins GM Don Sweeney, Florida Panthers executive Robert Luongo.
That's awesome.
He's obviously helping with goaltending.
Yeah.
But way to go, Ronnie Francis. Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome, and nice to see a local Suite.
I know.
That's great.
And he played for the Leafs. So we got to wrap up soon. What do you want to end with?
So I just want to end with something, speaking of the Leafs. So Elliot Friedman from Sportsnet is reporting that the Leafs are really looking to upgrade their bottom 9 forwards.
Okay.
So they're looking to make another trade. Rumors are Travis Dermott. He's only playing about 11 minutes a game, and I also think Lettinen can really step right into that role. I see Dermott being traded within the next month.
Well, you heard it here first from Jacob Moore.
Well, you know what though, Colette, I think you got to get back to giving us some news.
I really do.
So we'll be right back right after this commercial break, where Colette will have more news coming up.
Drop by one of our 3 Sault Ste. Marie locations. You do life, we do taxes.
The Algoma Public Health is reporting 2 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 today, both from Central and East Algoma. The 2 new cases occurred in Blind River area with the potential public exposure. In addition, APH is advising anyone who visited the Tim Hortons in Blind River, located at 43 Causley Street, either through walk-in or drive-through on the following dates and times of a potential low exposure risk to COVID-19. If you did attend this Tim Hortons on January the 30th or 31st from 4 a.m. to noon, or February 1 from 8 a.m. to 11:45, APH is asking you to self-monitor for signs and symptoms of COVID-19 for 14 days from potential exposure. Self-isolate immediately if symptoms develop, and seek testing if symptoms occur. Boat nerds in the area will be saddened to learn of a fire on the Great Lakes freighter Roger Blau. The Roger Blau was one of the few ships which are left who went out in search of the Edmund Fitzgerald. It caught fire while in harbor in Wisconsin yesterday. The 858-foot self-unloading bulk carrier makes multiple trips through the Soo Locks each year, carrying goods along the St. Lawrence Seaway. There were no injuries to the crew of the ship. A damage estimate with the help of the United States Coast Guard is currently underway. Only a small percentage of Canadians have been fined for flouting quarantine rules since the federal government brought in strict measures last year, says the Public Health Agency of Canada. While international travel has nosedived in the last year, millions of travelers have entered the country since March, when the federal government first brought in measures to curb the flow. Of the more than 2 million travelers who have had to legally quarantine, law enforcement agencies have followed up with at least 48,682 of them as of January the 26th, said the agency. The government said the vast majority, nearly 99%, have complied with quarantine requirements. PHAC spokesperson Tammy Jarbeau said over the last 10 months, police across the country have issued at least 141 contravention tickets and laid 8 summary conviction charges under the Quarantine Act. Those charged face penalties of up to 6 months in jail and or fines of up to $750,000. Sault Ste. Marie Police Service would like to advise the public that Ken Catling Jr. has been located and is no longer considered missing. Unfortunately, Mr. Catling was located deceased in Quebec and no foul play is suspected. From November 12th to the 31st, Metro grocery stores across the province of Ontario undertook a very special community-based fundraising campaign, Spirit Like No Other, and its heart was the issue of food insecurity in the time of COVID-19. Food insecurity is one of the most pressing issues of our time, and living through a pandemic has emphasized the critical work of food banks. In a media release, Metro applauded both its essential workers and its loyal customers who really stepped up to support the Spirit Like No Other campaign. Metro grocery store in our city of Sault Ste. Marie was a top fundraising grocery store, and in fact the Metro location at 275 Second Line West was one of the top store donors in the whole province of Ontario. However, the Soo is certainly one of the most generous, and that has proven to be true time and time again. This brings Metro's donation in Ontario for COVID-19 relief to $3.43 million in the year of 2020. So, Craig, should we prepare for this storm tomorrow night? When would you need to prepare for this?
Well, we need to start preparing right now, I think. The storm will actually take until Thursday evening before it starts really showing up here. Then it's going to start getting windy. Friday morning, you're going to want your shovel handy.
Okay, great. Maybe you should call in sick on Friday. For Wednesday, February the 3rd, thank you for watching News at Night with Craig and Colin.